our inner selves are actually Richard and Rob. So they haven't really gone anywhere.
Who's that?
We're still here.
Who's he?
Me! I'm Rich!
You two are each other.
Is that right? Yeah, that's kind of right.
Get out!
I brought water for you. Here, I'll put it down for
Here,
you.
do you want a chair?
Are we good? No! What the fuck am I going to do with the chair? The coffee just hit. Yeah! No hugs, please. Wait, to be fair to the audience, I need to read the rules. Man, trying to fuck with us.
Celebrity.
To be fair to the audience, please keep your questions relevant to our celebrities. Or that like really, that covers a lot though. Or the series, rather than your own personal
Stories.
No hugs.
What the hell are we going to talk about?
Fuck that, let's see what happens.
Rocket!
Because you know what? The fastest way to get me to not do something is to tell me I have to. And the fastest way to get me to do something. Okay, alright, I'm only doing one of those because I'll probably get sued if I do any more of them. Alright, somebody is my boss is over there. He's like, way to fucking go, Kim. Put that up there for your protection.
Joyce Nice, right before we came on stage, we were in the green room talking about really dark shit. And we're like, oh man. And then as soon as we left the green room, we started talking about poop. Hey, we're back! We're back, man! Like that!
How come nobody wants to ask us questions? There's nobody in the microphone.
Because they're enjoying the poop.
Okay, in case you don't know, we have an agreement. If no one asks us questions, we have to talk about our periods. You don't want that. I had a hysterectomy 7 years ago.
The last one was a doozy, Kim. Girl.
I don't even remember.
Really? Rob and Rich are still backstage. They love it when I talk about my period.
Oh, good. Oh, look, we have some questions.
It's funny how that happened.
It's amazing. Hello.
First, just I want to say how awesome it is to have another female, strong female. I want to know what you guys thought of each other when you first met and how that affected your acting together.
Oh, can I go first? Yeah. So I knew Kim was like the one you want to be friends with. I've never told you this. Oh, this is fun. Okay, so I knew it. I didn't know the world. I had about a year, and I didn't really know I was coming back until I was told I was coming back, and so I hadn't put much thought into it, but I knew Phil's appreciated had pitched the idea of this episode Hippie 911 to me, and so I knew that I was going to be with Kim, and I thought, oh, she's been on for a long time, and the woman's still alive. It wasn't until I read the script that I saw, oh, they're going to pair us together. And sorry, I just saw a little one. So just shiny things. And so I knew they were going to pair us together. So when I met Kim, I thought, okay, don't fuck this up. Don't come on too strong. Don't say anything wrong. And I remember the first scene that we shot together was the first lollipop where our characters meet, the lollipop scene. And I couldn't get my fucking lines right. And I just said, fuck. And I went, oh, sorry, I have potty mouth. She laughed and laughed. And then I knew we were going to be friends. But it's really over the last year, over just like texting and phone calls and stuff, that we've actually become very close. And I can't wait until our CW series together. I should have a big announcement here.
Guess what? No.
It's our fun little fantasy.
Yeah. It's our text fantasy.
Exactly.
Yeah, I wrote a blog post about you.
Yeah.
So, did you ever read
No, I think you sent it to me.
Okay, I think I sent it to her. So I'll recap really quickly. I had a lot of opinions before I met Briana that all came from my own insecurities and fears of like thinking I was almost going to be prom queen because I was the only girl there, and now a younger, prettier, funnier girl was showing up, and I'm not prom queen anymore. And I don't want to give up my crown because I'm angry and insecure. And then I met her, and I was like, oh my God, no! Oh my God. Because like ultimately, fear and insecurity keeps me isolated, and then when I'm willing to, like, I can't make myself stop being scared and insecure, but I can at least go, yeah, okay, you just keep right on moving. Keep on moving. You can sit, I've got a chair set up for you in the corner right there. Please sit there. Fuck yourself very much. Yeah. Sit down. You're stopping me from having a good time and like making a really super good friend. Oh. Yeah. She's awesome.
We're lucky. Kim, I won't get into the specifics, but over the last like 2-3 months, Kim has done more for me than any woman I've ever met. And I won't get into it because I'll start weeping. But one day I will tell you the long tale. But just know that Kim and I met at magical circumstances, and now we're super special magical friends.
We're unicorns together.
That's right.
Yay. Okay, go.
Hi. First of all, Briana, I just wanted to say that I love your hair.
Oh, thank you. Oh my God, I should just stop doing it. Every time I don't do it, people are like, fabulous. So thank you.
You're welcome. So my question is that just from seeing you guys, you seem to be very different from the characters that you portray. So what do you feel is the way in which you're most like your characters and the way in which you're least like your characters?
I think I'm most like Jody in I am much more willing to take on monsters on behalf of people I love than I am on my own behalf.
I'm a lot like Donna, as that I try to see the glass as being half full more than half empty most of the time. But I said, unlike Donna, I am unlike Donna in the way that I take way less shit. Put up with a lot of stuff she puts up with. But she's doing good. She's doing good.
Thank you. I only saw your online and recognize your voice, but thank you. I know who you are.
Hi. I have a two-part question. I want to know what's your favorite episode, and for your characters, if you could pick any place in the world to like travel to, where would you take them?
Well, I think my favorite episode is The French Mistake. Universally entertaining, but what I like about it is that I live in Vancouver, where most of the actors who are day players and guest stars are from. So, but I also am really good friends with the Supernatural crew now because I live in Vancouver, so when my friends are shooting, I come visit. And so it was really funny to watch all my actor friends portray all of my crew friends. Like outside of, Jared Jensen and Misha, it was funny to see, my improv friends portray some of the ADs and some of the crew people. It was really very funny to me on a different level. And the other question was, where would my character want to travel to? Oh, I think it would be fun for her to just go to I don't know, Asia or Hong Kong or something. And she'd just be like, wow!
French Mistake. So I'm going to follow up with probably my second favorite was the 200th episode. I just was so charmed by it. I won't go into details, but I was just so charmed by it and charmed by the work. And I thought it was charming. I loved it. And I would love to see Jody get a break. So, I'd like to see Jody go someplace like the Himalayas or the middle of a desert. Where? Turks and Caicos. Okay, so here's the thing. Last episode took place before and after Thanksgiving, and Jensen and Jared are both like, Turks and Caicos. And I seriously was like, is it a chocolate shop? It sounds a little like a shoe store. Why are they shopping for shoes together? And why why do they need a juice cleanse before they go buy shoes? Or chocolate, or whatever you buy at Turks and Caicos? Yeah, I was unfamiliar. I'd never even heard of Turks and Caicos before that.
Where is
So
it?
no, I don't know.
Jody and Donna will not be going there.
Yeah, that's not where we're going. I want Jody to be like someplace all by herself where there's no crime, there's no demons, there's no other living being, and she can just sit and go, "Oh, God." And then she goes home and deals with everybody else.
Love it. Yeah, she needs a break, man. Right? To not think too much.
Two teenage
Save
girls?
anybody's life. Yeah.
No, she needs a break.
Thank you. Don't let us go on tangents, you guys. We'll just talk and talk.
Hi.
Hi.
Hi, Kim. Hi, Brianna.
Hi.
My name's Kirby.
Hi, Kirby.
And I'm a huge fan of you guys, and especially loved the dinner scene in your episode.
Oh, yeah.
Supernatural sex talk.
And I loved you, Donna, and Plush. That was awesome. Just being an awesome badass woman. Hey, you can do it all on your own. So I wanted to know what it feels like playing these kick-ass female characters that don't fit the normal female roles that we see on television today. Like, we see Donna cut the head off with a vampire and smiling and just, yeah, I totally just did that. And then we see Jodie doing the same thing with an axe and just kicking ass and taking names. How does it feel playing characters like that?
Feels great. It feels more than great for lots of reasons. I think we were talking about this just briefly at the meet and greet, but getting to play Donna's just getting to be kind of this. She's a new badass, right? She's always been the boss, but she's new at being a badass, which is really fun to watch her discover and see where everything goes. But playing a character that, as you're saying, a female that's not seen often or represented often in television is so free. And it's so freeing as an actress to play a character that doesn't wear makeup and doesn't do her hair and doesn't have to look pretty. She doesn't really care about that. And I'm the same way. Like I like to look pretty, I like to wear makeup and do my hair, but I also like to not.
I like to sleep for 20 minutes in the morning. That's also awesome.
If you ever see me tweet ridiculous pictures of myself in terrible positions, I think that's important. That's very much a large part of me is looking unattractive. I think I am attractive. I don't have to look at all the time. You know what I mean? Playing characters that aren't concerned about their looks is very freeing for women, and it's unfortunately not covered very often in television. Yes. Yes. Let them be single, for God's sake.
I appreciate being a character independent of a relationship. Like, I can't tell you how many times, like, the mom. You realize mom is actually a relationship, it's not always a person. For me, I find for what I've done, all of my roles tend to either be less of me or more of me. And very rarely is it asking more of me. It's usually like, don't respond the way you would. Don't react the way you would. Don't be angry about things that would piss you off. Don't say things that you actually think. Could you just be less to play this character?
Say the line.
Yeah, could you just, I had an audition where it was a very, very typical, like, I stand here and put up with all the husband's wacky hijinks, and then I make them palatable for the audience. And I finished the first take, and the casting director looked at me, she goes, okay, we're gonna do that again. Maybe less angry? Like, yeah, I'm not gonna get this.
Truthful?
Yeah. Oh, so not real. Got it. So it's really nice to play a character that asks more of me, that asks me to step up as opposed to lowering the bar for who I am. That's awesome. Woo! Hi, little one. Ignore this thing. Hell no. Never. Hi. It's the tiniest cat ever. Hello.
Oh, you're being hard. Okay.
No, I was going to ask, that because my biggest thing with the show, I've been watching it since it premiered back in 2005, and now I watch it with this small attachment to myself.
Yeah.
And one of my biggest problems with the show has always been that there's like maybe 2 or 3 girls being cycled out within like seasons worth of time, and then they have to end up dying. You know, there's just not that much representation, and the whole Wayward Daughters movement that's been going on online. I'm personally really into that, and I think it's something that I want my daughter to end up seeing on TV as well, more things like that. And I wanted to know what you two think that we should do as the female fans who sort of run the fan base.
Sort of?
Just a little bit. What do you think we need to do to get this to happen? Besides,
I don't know that you could possibly, every time something more happens, I'm like, oh, what did you do that? How did that happen? We literally, like, all Kim and I have done is just gone, fuck yeah! And that's about it. The women we've done, fuck yeah! Oh my god! That's so fucking cool! Okay, cool. And what's happening? Okay, so we talk about this a lot, just Kim and I. And the idea...
By the end of this panel, like our voices are both only dogs will be able to hear what we're saying.
All right. Oh, from the we haven't seen each other in a while, so we're a little excited. Okay. So I'll be quick here and just say the idea of the Wayward Daughters, kind of the spin-off, the idea of the TV show is for sure. It's exciting. Kim and I obviously would be thrilled at that. That wouldn't suck. What is more important is the idea of having something, like you said, for our daughters to watch, heroes that our daughters can grow to emulate. And what is even more important is that that movement has now become something totally different that has nothing to do with television. Because media and television, that's fleeting when you think about it. I mean, we do have this, it has brought us all together, but it's brought us all together to do bigger things, to help other people who can't help themselves. And that's the great thing about Wayward Daughters, is that it's a movement, it's a campaign to encourage each other, to help each other, to have each other's backs. And that's what I'm most excited about.
I don't know if a television show has ever been actually developed because of fan response. I don't know if that's true. But if you keep fucking making noises, it might happen. More important than a television show is remembering that we can create anything we want. It doesn't have to look like the way we want it to look. What we're creating is the feeling of, oh, difference, but supporting each other in that difference. Letting people have a voice and letting those voices conflict sometimes and still joining together and harmonizing and fucking having each other's backs. And not shutting up. Not allowing ourselves to be told that we are wrong for having opinions and having thoughts and having shit we want.
I've also never told you this. So Kim, this is fun.
I'm learning so much.
So when we were shooting Hit 911, everybody was like, "Oh, the conventions." I was like, "What's a convention?" And so Kim's like, "Oh, you'll be doing them. Let me tell you about them." And she came and had lunch in my trailer when we talked about them. And I was like, "Oh, maybe we'd be on the stage together." And Kim's like, "No, never gonna happen." You never fucking...
Yeah, you can, and you did this. This, you did. So, keep making noise for her. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Oh, I'm gonna snuggle you later.
Hi, Kim. Hi, Briana.
Hi.
I just want to say my name's Briana.
Yeah, girl. Briana's you not. Kim's awesome too. Thanks. Yeah.
Okay, I wanted to ask, what's daily life on set like with Jensen and Jared and Nisha and all the other guys?
I've
actually never been on set with Misha.
Neither of us have.
Neither of us have ever worked with him. I've spent maybe a total of 2.5 hours of my life with Misha at conventions.
Yeah. Yes. I met him at a Christmas party last year, or I thought I met him, and I was like, oh my god, it's so nice to meet you. He's like, you met me at the 200th anniversary party? Or 200th episode party? I was like, oh, he's like, you had some Kool-Aid. I think he was lying. I do. I genuinely don't. I've never seen him, but I remember meeting him. But yeah, Misha is like my con buddy. I don't see him on set. Okay, but Jared Jensen, yeah, they're just the worst. They're the best. They're like brothers to me. I told them I said, you know, they were doing something shitty to me during a set or a take and ruining it, and making me laugh or whatever, and I said, I have twin brothers, I don't need 2 more. And they're like, really? Oh! And it all made sense to them was why they love to pick on me so much. I said, one of them's actually named Jared as well. And then just, hey. And Jared's like, just tell him your other brother's name.
Just give his joke. Just give. In fact, would he be willing to change his name, your brother? We may need to start a petition. Just enough to say, yeah, okay, good. The last episode that aired last week, Don't You Forget About Me, was really the first one where, like, the gloves came off for those boys. It was hilarious. It was impossible to keep a straight face. We all thought we were, all 3 girls, we've been dubbed K3. Super exciting. I actually heard someone say, okay, K3 is on the set. I was like, oh my god, that's what? That's right.
Military.
Yeah. Right. I'm not giggling. Fuck you, you're giggling. I'm laughing at your sculpture of mashed potatoes.
Can't imagine. I think I came to visit her and I was like, you had a dinner scene with everybody? No way I could have gone through this.
So here's this is my thing that I have not tweeted. I haven't told the story yet. So you're hearing it first here. I actually had a line I had to say in front of Jared. You don't seem too upset about the graphic scene you came upon. Never in the history of the English language have a U and a P been more important. Ever. So you'll notice if you ever go back and watch this scene again, I don't seem too upset about the graphic scene. If that's Jared, about the graphic scene you came on. Oh God! Why did you put the word graphic and came on in the same sentence? To me. And Jared just let me go because I thought maybe I could like dissipate it a little bit by pointing it out beforehand. And I was like, Jared, I have to say this sentence, and he went, oh, that's gonna suck for you.
He's the worst. I feel like out of the 2,
Jensen boned me this last time. Not that one. No. So all very familiar with my really, really low threshold for Jensen's lips. Like I get sweaty on my. But over the years, like it used to be, if he was within 5 feet of me, I just heard a high-pitched whining noise, and then it used to be like, then he'd come up and like do this, because I'd be like, you have to tell me what the director just said, because I didn't hear a word of it. No idea what he just said, because you were touching coming out of your mouth. And then this last time, like we're joking around, everything's fine, and I'm like, Jensen, I think I'm building up a little bit of a tolerance. And he was like,
looked at you.
So yeah, they're fine on set. They're okay.
They're fine. Guys, we make it work. Thanks, Briana.
My name's Mariah, and in the spirit of Valentine's Day, what is your cheesiest pickup line?
Ooh. It's been so long since I've tried to pick up.
You want to fuck?
That works for me. I really can't. I can. You don't have to.
No. I believe in direct.
Pretty straightforward. Yeah.
There. Don't beat around the bush.
Yeah, I like it.
And it's so romantic for Valentine's Day. No, like when you've been married for a long
No,
time,
time
you've got
for
a kid.
romance,
Yeah,
yeah.
no, there's no, that's, yeah.
You're like, you want it? You want it? Okay,
Hit it,
let's go.
hit it now.
Hit it now. Hit it. Sorry, still talking about sex, baby. Sorry. Okay.
I'm Sydney, and I was just gonna say, first of all, I love you guys.
Love you too.
And second, what did you always want to be actresses when you were younger, or was there something
I wanted to be a singer when I was little. I did.
And you are.
I kind of am, yeah. I remember actually when I was like not 8 or 9, I wrote to a group called the Mini Pops. And I remember I asked my mom, I said, who should I address it to? And my mom said, address it to dear sir or ma'am. That's what I did. I said, I think I'm a good singer. I'd really like to join the Mini Pops, which is like this little, I don't know. It's old and probably Canadian, but little tiny kids singing pop songs. They didn't respond, strangely. But then I got into musical theater, and I had been doing musical theater up until 3 years ago when I joined Supernatural, and that's how I started in TV. Lucky me!
I was going to be an English teacher. I just took an acting class when I was 19 to kind of learn how to stand up in front of people, because I figured that's what you have to do as a teacher is amuse. A non-friendly room. Ooh, God bless teachers, man. My parents were teachers. Yeah. We got some fucked up priorities. But enough about that. I was going to be a teacher, and I'm still not sure what I'm going to do when I grow up. It will probably involve a farm and some goats.